So on the first on the list, may I request our special guest, Shri Jacob Zhimomi, our Honorable Minister, PhD in Cooperation, to kindly receive the hamper. May I also like to request Dr. M. Chuo Au, the Chairman of Cooperative. May I request Shri Sachunkyu Sangtam, the Advisor of Economics and Statistics, ITNC and Evaluation. May I request our Honorable MLA, Shri C. Manpon Konyak. May I request our Reverend Kedulole Shria, Pastor of many of this church.
This directorate office was initiated and work order was issued in the year 2012. Now you may be wondering why it took so long. Maybe after a gap of 12-13 years. Now the main problem here was not the fault of the department nor the contractor. I joined the department only in 2019, but when I came and joined the department and saw that this project was lying stagnant for the last 6-7 years, I realized that this was not progressing or not going through because of lack of necessary technical clearances, formal clearances from the government of Nagaland. That is the SLPMC. The project took off in 2012. Work order was issued to MS Vinay Lekhamo and Sons. But in spite of the technical necessary clearance from the government of Nagaland, the contractor went ahead with the work, and in spite of the fact that there was no support from the government financially, no payment was being released to the contractor, he went ahead with the work, and till 2019-20 when I joined, the work was almost 80% complete, and it was lying just like that without any progress. Work came to a complete standstill, and when I went through the papers, we had to clarify to the government that these are the facts and figures, and we have to clear this project in order to complete the project. So that way, it was only in November 2020 that the SLPMC finally gave a clearance to go ahead with this project at a total estimated cost of 19 crore 31 lakhs. So this project has been completed at a total cost of 19 crore 31 lakhs. In spite of all those hiccups, it was through the active initiation, encouragement of our present Minister Cooperation that we could see today. I have been with this project since the last 4 or 5 years, and it was not progressing. Only when there is no money, the contractor was ever ready to complete the work anytime. Give me money, I will complete it, I will hand over the building within 5-6 months time. Then only I think our Honorable Minister, he took it on his own, he initiated, and he made sure that payment was made to the contractor, and that is why we are here today. This building was designed by Trax Consultants, a consultancy firm consisting of young engineers that time, 2011-12. So this is a magnificent building which was laying on the verge of being abandoned, unutilized. But thanks to the contractors, especially the main contractor, who is MS Bilal Khaman Sons, he made sure that even though he is not well, I've seen him personally come and supervise the work, and when there is any material which is of inferior quality, he will personally ask his people to replace it. That is the type of commitment that our contractor is. So I am so grateful to him. Finishing from flooring to all the toiletries, sanitary installations, the furnishings. So these are, I think the quality is top notch. So I thank the contractor.
It's a red little day for the corporation department. This was a dream come true. After I had taken over the department last March, I had visited the old corporation infrastructure. It was in a very pathetic condition. So we had all aspired to move into the new infrastructure for the department, directorate building, which was in the process. And today, I thank Almighty God. Though we are sinners, He had allowed us to enter this magnificently designed building. I'm sure this newly constructed infrastructure is one of the best directorate building in Kohima, run by the government of Nagaland. Many states are doing well through the cooperative societies. Many states through the cooperative societies are working with all the departments in their states. If you see Maharashtra, all the Vidarbha area regions, they are all through sugarcane industries, all through cooperative societies. They have been surviving through cooperative movement in a very large scale. And therefore I see that in Nagaland, cooperative movement is very silent. There are many scopes to progress ahead through cooperative interventions. And therefore, today is the new beginning for all of us, for the department as well. Like having a new infrastructure, state-of-the-art infrastructure for Naga standards. I'm sure it is going to be a very bright future ahead. That Nagas through the cooperative movement will be able to upgrade their socio-economic conditions, starting from your family and our families. this department can contribute while actively engaging with the lower strata of families in the state and thereby having huge impact on their lives. And then contributing to the state gross domestic product. If our village economy is sufficient, self-sustainable, then only our state is going to progress ahead. As long as our villages and subdivisions are not developed, Nagas cannot be called as developed state. We are a landlocked state. Fortunately, through the intervention of the central government, we are going to augment railway connections cutting across the length and breadth of the state and having interstate connectivity through railways. After 100 years of having the one and only railway station in Nagaland, that is in Dimapur, we have inaugurated another railway station at Chunugini mine. So that is going to go through Zibza line. It will not touch Kohima, but the peripheral areas of Kohima it will be touched. And then it will be cutting across ENPO, Eastern Nagaland areas. In some designated locations, we will have parallel railway line connections with Assam. So that is how we are seeing the future of the state. State government is very clear on our mind. We want to see a viable and self-secured economy, local economy in the state. And that is going to be possible through the cooperative movement. We are going to see, we have aspirations, government has aspirations that Naga people are self-sustained people. That is going to be the aspiration of the government. Today, in the state under the able leadership of Chief Minister Nefirio, we are exploring all possibilities how to take the Naga society forward. What are the parameters? What is going to be our policy? Not only dependent on the central government, but even within the state. So the issue and the subject matter of economy comes into discussion. By the grace of God, we have the capital. Do you know what is the capital of the Naga people? The capital that each family has. We don't have money for businesses, we understand. For business startups. Our children are educated. Not everybody is going to be in the government sector. 80% is going to go in different ways for their livelihood, even though they are qualified. It's not possible for the state government or central government to employ everybody in the government sector. Some willfully do not enter the government sector. But many families in this country, including Nagaland, are dependent on government services. For those who get into the government sector, well and good. But those who do not make it is a problem, is a liability for the state government or central government. So that is where we are having discussions how to gainfully employ our youth who are educated and qualified, who are willing to work. One good and fortunate asset that we have and the capital that we have is land. Land is the biggest capital. Fortunately, no Naga is landless. God has given us free land. All of us have land, all of us have villages. We are a very small populated state. We have land, and that is going to be our biggest capital. We have to toil our land now. We have to make use of our land. We have passed the Sarfasi Act in the Assembly. Which will give a legal status to our lands. You will have a pata, lalbu, which means you can mortgage it in the banks for your businesses, for any establishments that you desire to start with. We are very fortunate. State government has discussed with all the banking institutions in the state to give this privilege to our Naga young entrepreneurs who aspire to join this profession. So this benefit has to be reaped. If you see the other parts of the country, India has now 140 billion population. Why? In Japan there is a scarcity of government workers. No one wants to work in the government sector. Everyone wants to work for themselves. They have land, a small courtyard or backyard, organic products, they are producing quality products. They are not dependent on government. They refuse government jobs. Government has to beg them to get them employed. Here it is reverse. Anyway, civilization, if you compare, they are so advanced. They have a strong economy. That's a different matter. But I'm just giving you an example. So, there's a very challenging and mammoth task ahead of all the state government departments for all of us to collectively address all these issues. And today I'm very glad that this is going to be a new chapter for the Cooperation Department. All of us are motivated. With the new infrastructure, there will be a new zeal, commitment and determination in the service of the Naga people to see that there is progress and prosperity in Nagaland.